Hello, welcome to the queue. It is turn 13, July 42, and it is the KMT USA turn, not the German Africa Corps turn. But I start here because what a great turn for Germany here in 13. Two of my favorite things in Germany when I play Germany happened. The deployment of the African Corps to Africa, and they got a little boost here with some planes. I like that. And they got their heavy armor tech, so they got to place the Tiger tanks as well. That was good. All right, so one housekeeping task in the Italy turn. This transport brought a Marine down, took Cyprus, and went into the port in Syria because it's off the board because you can't amphibiously assault one territory and go in port in another. You would have to go in here, and that being a minor can't go in there. So the transport and marine are back here. He was Panzer J was suggesting he was just going to go to Albania, but I haven't heard at the time I'm starting to film whether that happened or not. So that may look different on the next turn. So let's go over here and see what we've got for the KMT. They have $5 with the road open. They're going to spend 4 of it on an anti-aircraft gun. So we'll take the $4 off. And let's look at, they got some attacks. And, you know, I've practiced on some railroads, my bombing attacks. So we're going to do some real gutsy attack here. Coming out of Yunnan, 1-2 into Hong Kong. We're going to strategically bomb. Boston Bruce has said he will send up 2 fighters to intercept. So that will be that battle. We'll get through that, and then we'll deal with the anti-aircraft gun. We do have a rule kind of issue. I see it one way, and another sees it another way, in the fact that I'm coming in to bomb the Hong Kong territory. So that's all, in my mind, that's all I got to say. Do you intercept or do you not? There's 2 facilities there, a port and an airbase. So he's going to scramble the 2 fighters. With that being the case, they're going to intercept. There's no need to bomb the airbase, so I want to bomb the port, which is what I want to bomb anyway because the max damage on the port is 3 or 5 and the airbase is 3. So there was a controversy whether I had to declare which one I'm going to do. So I will roll the bombing as is, assuming I survive the intercept. And then whatever that damage is, we'll just leave there. And when we determine if I have to choose before, if I have to choose beforehand, then I'm going to choose the airbase because I wouldn't want those 2 planes scrambling into the other 2 battles that are going to take place. If I get to choose after the intercept, I'm going for the port. So hopefully that's clear. Probably not, but we'll roll it out and see what we got going. All right, so the next battle will be here in, I think it's Hunan. Yes, it is, Hunan. All right, so let me get a couple of cards here, or task force markers. All right, so let's put this over here and grab, you know what, I zoomed in so much. That's why we can't see a whole lot here. All right, so defending Hunan is 2 militia, as I knock stuff over, 3 infantry, 1 marine, and 1 tank destroyer. Assaulting from Quichao will be 7 infantry, you know what, I think I did my buy wrong. No, I didn't. All right, so 7 infantry, the anti-aircraft gun, which has nothing to do, unless there would have been a scramble, 2 artillery, and 4 cavalry. Where's my cavalry? All right, so 4 cavalry are coming out of Yunnan. And the unfortunate part is we're not in the mountains, but we do cross a stinking river. So on the first turn, we'll have a -1 for the ground units, except their artillery. The artillery gets to fire at 3. All right, so that's battle number 2. Battle number 3 will be here in Kwangtung, which has 2 infantry, 2 militia, 4 mountain infantry, 2 artillery, and 1 medium armor. That is your defense, which is kind of tough. It's going to be rough. All right, going into Yunnan, or from Yunnan into Kwangtung, will be the remainder of this force here. And I'm just going to take the whole card because it's all going in. I'll set that over here because we'll roll these 2 battles. This will be the last battle in the order of battles. All right. 3 battles for... Wait a minute. In Kwangtung, I can't take militia. I should. Russians get to take militia. I should get to take militia. So those 4 militia stay back. All right. Let's do aerial combat first. All right, so what we're going to have, let me zoom this out a little so we can see the dice tray actually. All right, so we're going to have 2 Japanese fighters, and they intercept at 3. And the Chinese bomber has an interception value of 1. 1077, so no effect. Now we're on to the bombing. It is a strategic bomber, so I've got to find 2 D6s and the dreaded anti-aircraft dice. All right, so 3 are under, and let's see what damage we do. Oh, I hate you. All right, 9 damage, so the max on the port would be 5. It would be 3 on the air base, whatever we come up with, and that stinking bomber is gone. I could have predicted, well, as a matter of fact, I did predict that in the chat. All right, so goodbye, medium bomber. You're no longer with us. What a stink. All right, so let's line up our next battle. All right, so this is the Hunan battle. All right, so we'll be attacking with 2 first strikes at a 3. The anti-aircraft gun does nothing now. We'll have, on the first round of combat, the infantry, I'll have 5 at 1, 2 at 2, and then the cavalry will be reduced to 2. So this is one of those attrition battles that you hope you get lucky on. All right, so 2 infantry at 4 defense, tank destroyer at 4, marine at 4, 2 militia at 2. All right, so let's roll this out with 2 first strikes at 3. For some reason, I'm not where I was. What's in the way here? All right. All right, so we got a 1. So we got 1 militia. So we'll take a militia off the board. And then we've got 5 at 1. Oh, there's a hit. And then we've got 6 at 2. There's a hit. And that's it. Okay, well, that's it. Two more hits. So Japan will lose a militia and an infantry. All right, so throw that chip. Let's do the defense. There's 1 militia at 2. Sure would be easier if I could roll from this direction. Let's move it down here. All right. This is not a good spot for all the rolling. All right, so we got a militia at 2. 9. We had 3 infantry at 4. Oh, there's 2 hits. Oh, and actually the Marine and the tank destroyer at 4 as well. Oh, crap. So we were 3 for 3. So we will lose the 3 infantry. Oh, you know what? I forgot to look and see what retreated. I do not know if any of those infantry or cavalry retreated. Boy, that really messes up this battle. I don't like to stop filming, but I'm going to have to and back that up and then splice these two together, because that's a huge difference. If I got a bunch of retreaters, then I've got to retreat everything. Sorry about that, but let's back it up. All right, we're back for part 2. Apologize again for stopping that, but oddly enough, none of those retreated. So that was nice. So we'll go on to round 2. All right, I'm going to put a dice on the tray here with 10 or above for the next battle, so I don't mess that up. All right, so that means now we've got 2 infantry up to 3 and 4 cavalry up to 3 and 2 infantry up to 2. So let's roll those 2s first. Close. All right, so now we've got 1, 2. I got to roll the artillery separate because they don't retreat. Here's the artillery. There's 1 hit from the artillery. Now I've got 6 at 3 for the 2 infantry and 4 cavalry. There's 2 hits and 2 retreats, and I didn't roll them separate to see what it is that retreats. Damn it. All right, so the bottom line is we've got 3 hits total, so that'll be the 2 infantry. I'm not sure which one you want to take there, Bruce. I'm going to say you're going to take that tank destroyer. Well, no, you might want that tank destroyer. You know, I don't think it matters because I'm going to press on. So if you guys are okay with it, I'll say 1 infantry, 1 cavalry retreats. So we're going to take 1 cavalry and 1 infantry off. And that will leave just the Marine left. So they got 4 at 4. Well, I guess if they get 4 hits, I might retreat. So here's 4 at 4. And they do get 2. So that stinks. So we'll lose a cavalry. We'll lose an infantry. And we will retreat. So Bruce, your decision is, do you want to keep the tank destroyer or do you want to keep the Marine? My gut instinct is you'll keep the Marine. Although I've got 4 tanks now. I'm going to say you're going to keep the tank destroyer. So you keep Hunan with a tank destroyer. And 3 cavalry, 3 infantry, and 2 artillery and anti-aircraft gun all retreat back into Kwichau with those 2 militia. I'll put those over there before I go on to the next battle. All right. All right. And I think I'm going to chip that cavalry out. There we go. Oh, the chip went down below. All right, 3 cavalry. All right, so for as far as retreats go, that was pretty good. Only 2 out of the 2 rounds of combat. All right, the next battle, these guys are all gone. The next battle, let's get some dice out of the tray. These are dead. All right, so this is a mountain defense. So These mountain infantry will defend at 5, unfortunately, along with the medium armor. There are 2 artilleries, 2 infantry, and 2 militia. All right, so that is the defense. The offense is going to be 6 artillery. I guess, yeah, in mountains they do. They go down. We're going to have 4 cavalry. They will also be down 1. So we'll have 6 infantry. Or is that 5? That's 5 artillery. So there's 3. I'm going to have to chip this out. So there's going to be 4 there. I need 2 grays for that green. All right, and then that 1 is going to be those 2 and these 4. So that'll be 6, right? 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 at 1. All right, anti-aircraft gun doing nothing. And then we have 4 medium armor at 5. All right, so that is the battle. Let's roll our first strikes. So we've got 5 at 2. And that's a big blank. That's not what I needed. And the Japan returns at 3, 2. They get 1. Well, this battle is not going well. So we're going to lose 1 infantry out of our 1 pile. So now we're down to 5 infantry at 1. All right, so let's roll those 5 now. Nothing. Oh, but we do get 1 retreat. So I will take 1 infantry out and move it back to the Yunnan card. All right, so now I'll roll the cavalry separate. That'll be 4 at 2. I get 1 hit. No retreats. And then I got 4 infantry at 2. 1 hit and no retreats. And now I have 4. Not sure that was up high enough. 4 medium armor at 5. They do not retreat, and I get 2 more. All right, so that is a total of 4 hits for Japan. So they're going to lose 2 militia. Ooh, they are probably going to lose the 2 artillery just because of the defense value. All right, so they've already shot. So I guess this is not first strike, so it doesn't matter. All right, so let's go with the 2 militia first. At 2, they miss. The artillery's already fired, so there's 2 infantry at 2. They miss. We got 4 mountain and an armor at 5, and it does not matter because they don't retreat. And these are all at 5. Oh, sweet first round. Just that first strike artillery and no retreats. All right. So let's go on to round 2 of combat. We will have 4 infantry at 1. No retreats, no hits. All right, 4 cavalry at 2. 3 hits, no retreats. Oh my, this is looking real good. We've got 4 infantry at 2. This is the one I don't want to have retreat. They got a hit and no retreats. 9 is not a retreat. All right. So now the 4 medium armor at 5. Oh my, 4 hits. So that's 4, 8 hits. There's 2, 6, 7. So they are gone. Let's see what kind of damage they do. All right, so we've got 2 infantry at 4, and they do get a hit, and 4 mountain and a armor at 5, and there is 3 hits. So 4 hits total. So we'll take these 4 infantry. That is a bummer because if I'd left 1 alive, I would have backed out again. All right. So in Kwangtung, which is now Chinese, I don't have a roundel, do I? I'll have to go get a roundel, make it official. Here we go. All right. So Kwangtung Falls. We're going to use this chip for Kwangtung because it's pretty tight in there. And I had 1 infantry that retreated to Yunnan, so I'll put that infantry back there with those 4 militia. All right, so onto the card. In Kwangtung will be 1 anti-aircraft gun, 4 cavalry, 4 infantry, 5 artillery. Oh, I think I was shorting myself on the rolls. Oh well. And 4 medium armor, and that is in Kwangtung. And the only other movement is this mountain infantry from Xikang is coming to Singhai. All right, so that will be it. Let's place our, that's all casualties. Let's place our anti-aircraft gun, which was supposed to protect the bomber, but the bomber is no more. All right, so we place that in Yunnan. You know what? No, we can't place it. We just took that territory. Oh, and it has to go in Yunnan. That's right. So that is it. Let's do a recap for KMT. Singhai is a mountain infantry, 2 militia. Xikang is a militia. Yunnan is 4 militia, 1 infantry, 1 anti-aircraft gun. Quichao is 3 infantry, 3 cavalry, 2 militia, 2 artillery, 1 anti-aircraft gun. And Yunnan is 1 anti-aircraft gun, 4 cavalry, 4 infantry, 5 artillery, 4 medium armor. And that is it for the KMT turn. They did go up 2, though. So Japan will go down 2, and they go up to 3. So we'll collect 3, and then our bonus of 2. So we're back to 5 for this next turn for China to spend. All right. Oh, that's why it was so crowded. I left all my money on when I was figuring my buy. So get rid of all that. Make it easier to see what's going on. I'm going to leave that there. So I'm still toying with the idea of changing my buy after these stupid tech rolls. All right, so now it is the U.S. turn. And let's look and see. I really messed it up by setting the tripod on the pie chart here. All right, so we've got $75 to spend. We are buying or placing our battleship and heavy cruiser that was on stage 2. They're going to go up to be placed. Matter of fact, I'm just going to put them on the board because last time I forgot to place them. We're going to place a heavy cruiser on stage 2. We're going to build a sub in Portugal. We're going to build a light cruiser, 2 subs, and a destroyer. We're going to lend-lease KMT and artillery. We're going to start a minor shipyard in Midway. We're going to finish the minor shipyard and the major port in Portugal. We've got in Britain, we're building an medium armor. We've got an attack transport. In Portugal, we're building an artillery and placing a militia. Let's roll some stupid tech. These dice have really let me down, so they're out of here. They can go away. Let's do some new dice. All right, so orange, blue, green. I don't know if those were the same. No, I don't think those were the same colors. These are all 7. I guess we'll just do it that way. All right, so these first 3 are 7. And let me get, I a green, an orange, and a blue. Oh, of course, the dice tray is loaded with dice. All right, all right, all right, all right. All right, so these are the first three techs. Artillery, factories, and radar all at 7. 10, so the artillery goes up to stage 2. All right, we're just going to slide these over and do, these are all 8s. All right, so long range, jets, and large ship construction. A 9 and a 12. All right, this is the most tech we've had in about 5 turns. So long range, thank goodness. That one's been holding me back for a long, long time. Large ship. So now I'm equal with Italy. Italy was almost, well, it did pass me for a second. Now it's going to be a race to see who finishes it. All right, and rockets is at a 9. Happy days are here again. So rockets goes up 1 space to 2. All right. Now, decision time, now that I got long-range aircraft. I had in my mind what I was going to do. And then long-range aircraft came into the picture here. All right, so what to do? What to do? Well, I know for sure, no, it's not even in the viewfinder. This strategic heavy bomber is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and have a movement of 5 left because there is a air base, and now I have strategic or long-range aircraft. So that will be 5 movements left. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the midway, which is where I want him. All right, so now the weird part is Japan going to be preoccupied with the British fleet? I believe they will. So we're going to take 1 transport with 1 infantry, 1 marine, come out into P-47 and invade. We have long-range aircraft, so we'll have 2 fighters. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they'll have a movement of 2 left. Let's just do 1 fighter, 1 tactical. And they'll have a movement of 2 left. All right, so there's the attack on the Marshall Islands. You know what? I'm going to send this as a bombard for some silly reason. Because I got to protect that anyway. So we'll send, oh, I don't forget, a destroyer and a cruiser. Because really, well, if they want to come over, I don't care. That would be peachy with me, actually. All right. So that'll be it. So the destroyer's there, just so I don't forget. We'll have a bombard, an infantry marine, strategic bomber, and 3. I can never remember if this is a separate attack and it goes first, and then you come in with everything else. I'll roll it that way. We'll see how it works out. All right, so that's the attack there. Over on this side of the board, we have a marine out of Morocco going into Western Algeria, and that will be that. And I think that's it. We just rest is non-com. Yes. Let's roll out our singular battle. I wonder if I should bring a battleship. I really don't want to stick a battleship that far south, though. All right, we won't. So let's roll our heavy strategic bomber, which is 5 dice at 2, and we'll just see what happens. So I get 1 hit. So technically, the militia's gone. Is that a first strike? I don't know. The cruiser is at a 2. And now I just missed. All right. So now we'll have 2 2s. I don't think that's a mountain. No, 2 2s for the infantry marine. Then we have a 6 for the fighter is a hit, and then a 7, which is a hit for the tactical. All right, so if the militia is a first strike, this roll wouldn't count. It didn't matter because he missed. And then the infantry defends at a 4 with an 8. He misses. All right, so was that even on this camera? I think it was. So if you guys want to let in the comments know, is that strategic, or is carpet bombing a first strike type thing where I can do it before the battle begins, or is it part of the whole battle? Either way, they're gone. U.S. flag, I got one here. So Japan goes down 1. USA goes up to its original wartime bonus. All right, so that means that we've got a carrier that has to come down and catch those 2 planes. So I had this all mapped out in my head before, and then I kind of forgot about it because we had that controversy there in Hong Kong. It kind of took away what I was going to do. And I know we're going to bring a carrier. I got to show that. The carrier down to catch the 2 planes. So I'm going to just take that one back since it's on that stand. These 2 are going to land on the carrier. But I don't know if I want them in this C zone, which I think I do. 2, 3, 4. So he can come out. If I go here, nothing can, because I have to clear that first. All right, so the carrier will come down to P56 and catch the fighter TAC. And we'll send a destroyer down here as well because there is a sub. 1, 2. Well, a sub can't make it. They're trapped because that port is blockaded. So really, they can only come with a destroyer, 2 destroyers, and a light cruiser. So we should be good. And I invite that attack if it goes on. All right, so at a sub base here at Midway, which doesn't matter for these fleet subs, 1, 2, 3, they'll go into C zone P36. The 2 coastal subs will come over 1, 2 into P26. Now, is that where I want to be? 1, 2, 3. You know, I don't think they can reach. So we'll go up far north as we can. So they come from P22 to P17. All right, so that is that. Seeing the kamikazes there, I am in a kamikaze zone, but on the defense, you can only use the kamikazes in the home waters, which is 15 and 16 C zones. So perfectly safe there, not having the kamikaze. All right, so the strategic bomber, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into Midway. All right, so going on to, and we're not going to go in port. The transport will we'll go into port here in, oh, that's right, I got a new card. All right, so all these units here, we're in port in Hawaii. 2 battleships, 1 heavy cruiser, 1 light cruiser, 2 destroyers, and 1 fleet carrier. All right, they come over to C zone P22. I've got a transport that was in port. He's going to grab 2 infantry, come over to Midway and go in port. So I'll leave that in port there. Drop the 2 infantry off there. The tactical and the fighter will fly to Midway from Hawaii. I've got a battleship from San Francisco, 1, 2, 3. He'll go out in that C zone as well. I've got a transport, attack transport, which will grab a medium armor and a airborne, 1, 2, 3, and it'll go in port. And the armor and airborne will go on to Midway. All right, that was going to rail. I changed my mind, or did I? I'm going to rail him to the other side of the map. The mountain infantry from Pacific Northwest. He's going to rail to the other side of the map. The Southwest United States mountain infantry will move up to Western United States. All right, so that's it for the movements on this side of the map. All right, so we rail that mountain infantry all the way over here to New York. Not that there's any mountains in New York, but that's just what we're doing. All right, so let's see. We've got some movement here. Yeah, we've got to, well, let's move our ships out first. We're going to strategic naval move, one transport with an infantry and artillery out of Gibraltar. So that will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because there's a port here in Cape Town. We'll place in there. And we have long-range aircraft, thank goodness. So this bomber will fly out of Portugal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into Southwest Africa. And I wonder, let's move him here to Cameroon, right? I don't want him sitting there alone for some crazy, because I'm lend-leasing France. Do I have a lend-lease for France? Yeah, I didn't get, because I got long-range aircraft, I didn't need the air base, so I've got a self-propelled artillery for France. All right. So that's going to go there. So that'll give me some coverage. All right. So now this tank, light tank in French Morocco, will rail over here to Tunisia. All right. This transport that's in Gibraltar port will go up to, well, actually it just comes out of port, grabs 2 infantry and goes back, well, drops them off in French Morocco and goes back in port in Gibraltar. So that is those maneuvers. All right, so in Sea Zone A35 will be 3 destroyers, 1 light cruiser, 2 battleships, 1 heavy cruiser, 1 carrier, and 1 fighter. And those have to stay there. Let's see, are they in any, they are in danger actually. No, because we got planes here. So they can't get through there. They are safe. All right, well, we got 2 destroyers from Sea Zone A37. 1, 2, 3. So they'll give them a little escort duty there. A medium bomber from Florida. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wonder if we can get to northern. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, there's no air base, so I can't get there. So we're going to stay here in Portugal where it's safe. I've got a seaplane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it will go into Gibraltar. Or do I want to go to French? I think I want to go to French Morocco. That gives me some greater, well, I might rail next turn. All right, so escorts are done. I've got no movements up there. We're good there. Take that off. I'm going to leave that one on because I'm going to place my transport in port. I think we are ready to collect income. So we spent all our money. Right now we got 63. So there's 50, 60, 1, 2, 3. And then 12 for our bonus. So that'll be 75 for next turn. And let's place our minor shipyard and port in Portugal, our militia, our artillery, and we have a shipyard there, so we're going to place this sub. So there's a minor shipyard there. We'll place that sub. We'll place the artillery. We'll place the militia, and we'll place the port and a second shipyard for obvious reasons, right? All right, so stay in Portugal. Don't need to invade Spain. All right, so I think, oh no, I do have 2 more units for that side of the board. The medium armor we're building in England, the AVtaK transport, and I'm going to grab the French Lend-Lease. So the French Lend-Lease comes unopposed out of Washington down here into Cameroon. Self-propelled artillery. All right, in London, we'll build the medium armor and AVtaK transport in New York in port. On this side of the map, we've got, I've knocked over quite a bit of stuff here. All right, so we get to place on the board the battleship heavy cruiser, obviously here in San Francisco. We are placing the destroyer, the 2 subs, the light cruiser, and then this cruiser, heavy cruiser, goes on the build queue in 2. And we've got, I'm going to leave this here. This is going on, I'll put one of these on midway. That way I remember to finish it next turn. All right. Lend-Lease is done. Lend-Lease, the artillery will come from Texas, around Africa, up the Burma Road into Yunnan. All right, so that is what we got. I just crushed the British Navy that's down at the bottom of the world. All right, so 75 and 5 is our next turn. Cash, let's do a recap. Oh, all right, so we've got in, for crying out loud, C-Zone P30, well, let's just start at the top. In P17 is 2 coastal subs. P36, 2 fleet subs. Wake is a militia. Marshall has an infantry marine. C-Zone P47 is a transport, a large heavy cruiser. I don't know why I can't get that right. Heavy cruiser destroyer. C-Zone P56 is a light destroyer, a tactical, a fighter, and a fleet carrier. Hawaii is down to an anti-aircraft gun, 2 Marines, and a militia. Midway is 2, 3 infantry, 1 militia, 1 paratrooper, 1 medium armor, a tactical fighter, and a strategic bomber. In port is 2 transports. In C-Zone, what is that? P22, 3 battleships, heavy cruiser, light cruiser, 2 destroyers, a carrier, fleet carrier. C-Zone P25 is a battleship, heavy cruiser, got it right, 2 submarines, 1 light cruiser, 1 destroyer, San Francisco militia, Western United States Mountain, Pacific Northwest militia, Alaska at 2, and then over here, down here in Cape Town is an infantry artillery with transport can't go in port, so there's no ships around anyway, so we're golden. Or are we? 1, 2. Yeah, he's not at that airbase. Good. All right, we're safe. I should have looked at that first. All right, sorry for the interruption. Cape Town infantry, artillery, C-Zone A40 or A54 is a transport. Cameroon is a medium bomber. Tunisia is a light armor. Western Algeria is a marine. French Morocco is a seaplane. 2 infantry. In port in Gibraltar is a transport. C-Zone A44 is 2 coastal subs, 3 destroyers, 1 light cruiser, 1 heavy cruiser, 2 battleships, 1 light carrier, 1 fighter. Portugal is a newly built port and shipyard, and there's an infantry, marine, artillery, and a medium bomber. C-Zone A35 is a sub, 2 destroyers, 2 transports. England or London is a medium armor, 2 infantry. Southern England, 2 infantry. New York has in port a attack transport. New York has a marine, an airborne, and a mountain infantry. Washington, D.C. has an infantry and a militia. And that'll do. So I'll need to splice these 2 videos together. Again, apologize for having to stop, but that Chinese retreat rule, which was ironic that none of them had to retreat, that was pretty nice. Too bad I lost that bomber, though. Stinking AA.